I am Nahid Kabbani, and this is the Lighthouse for today's viewers. Welcome to our show. Today, we have a special guest, and he has a lot of things to talk about him. That's why we have Ms. Liliane Grozanich to introduce him to you.
Thank you, Nahid. It is my exceptional pleasure to introduce this gentleman, Momchilo Momo Nikolic. He is internationally recognized as one of the finest tamburica musicians in the world. Tambura, better known in English as tamburica, a diminutive form and used interchangeably, is a string instrument. It belongs to the family of instruments such as the Italian mandolin, Russian balalaika, etc. Tamburica music has been performed for centuries in Europe, throughout the North America, brought by immigrants over a century ago. Tamburica orchestra is capable of playing entire range of music, from classical repertoire to public and folk genres. Momo, who is also a composer and arranger, dedicated his performing and teaching career to promoting and preserving tambura as an instrument and tamburica music of the world in its purest artistic form. He's the founder and director of the Los Angeles Tamburica Orchestra. He's also a member of Tamburica Association of America, Canadian and American Music Federation, Tamburica Association of Vojvodina. He's known as Mr. Tamburica, and he's thought of as Tamburica ambassador of Vojvodina to the world. He has taught tambura in many cultural art institutions. Momo has recorded audio LP records with many famous singers. For an example, for Radio Novi Sad alone, from 1970 to 1988, he recorded approximately 6,912 hours of music. In 1996, he was hired as an international guest artist at Epcot Center, Disney World, Florida. After that engagement, he toured and performed as a guest artist with a number of tamburica groups in many cities throughout North America. In 2006, his first book, There Were 8 of Us, was published, honoring his fellow musicians as well as the great tamburica orchestras and tambura makers. My friend Momo, Mr. Momo Nikolic.
Welcome to our show, Mr. Momo.
Thank you.
And I should thank Ms. Liliane about this introduction, because no matter what I will do, I will not be able to introduce you the way she introduced you. Thank you for coming to our show. I would like to let you know that I met Mr. Momo in our hometown in the event of the festival. As usual, we talk about it. And this is a part of showing you that we are a big family in Monrovia. Monrovia Festival always have the event on Friday with Miss Jennifer with the music. And I met Mr. Momo at that event, and that's why he is with us, because he shares our image and mission for the whole world, and music is the best to share our feeling for the whole world without borders. So let's talk in details with Mr. Momo about his mission. So what do you have in your mind for your music?
In my mind about music? Well, when I play music and when I am presenting music through the different places or situations and organizations, it's always in mind to put the music, that is music with no borders, I could say. Yes. I like this term. That it is my purpose and my goal to present not only my music, a music from area where I come from, but also to present in the best way, and by the best of my knowledge, other nationalities' music with an instrument which is so close to us. Mm-hmm. People maybe don't know about the tambura, but today we will try to present this instrument a little bit. I will later on in the show, I'll show you this instrument and the capability of playing music on this instrument. But about my feeling, the music, I feel that it's a great feeling knowing and seeing that in our performances that how the music really don't have borders. People enjoy, and you can see through this, through their eyes, through how they follow, and how their happiness. So it's really, I will say, a gift for all of us, a big gift, that we have music as a music, and I like to say queen music, to share with the human beings all over the world.
It is a loud language, not silent language.
Sure,
is really
it's loud, yes. It's really loud. It should be very loud and vocal, yes.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
And I think we share that feeling today with our neighbors, and we show our love to them, and I will show my viewers part of it.
Yeah.
So what I believe, we are one world, and the music all over the world share some items or some notes through the music.
I do have this feeling that the best way to know your neighbors is to listen through their culture, tradition, their music. Mm-hmm. So sometimes, don't take me wrong, but we don't understand other nationalities. Doesn't matter the way they look like or how they look like. But if you listen to the music, and you can see that every music and every nation have love songs, sad songs, mm-hmm. happy songs, you know. So we are also the same.
Yes.
So it's no different. The music is the one who, well, it's a purpose of music not to divide us. That's the opposite way. The music of all nations, my opinion is to sustain us, to put us together, till we be the human beings all over the world through the music. To understand and love the music of all of us, of all of it.
It is touchy. It touches the heart before even you think about this guy or this nationality. The
Yes.
music goes in your blood, in your feeling, and that's why you go closer to people. And I see it actually in Monrovia when we start dancing together, when we start playing music and things.
Yes.
Really, it touched the heart, and everybody like to share, put hands together and dance.
Exactly, and I think the best example is that it's America. We have all kind of nations in this country,
Yes.
and all different religions, opinions, and culture, and it's nice to know each other through the music.
Yes.
And I should thank you for having your show and to have this idea and I will please you to continue your goal that music in no border is the best way, And we need this kind of show, and we need this kind of UN thinking for the different people, different nationality in here, so that's something what should be.
I thank you. And this is the beauty of America, actually. America built up from all over the world, and everybody carry something from his side where he comes from.
Yes.
And when we melt it up and put it together, it makes America the greatest.
Yes, this society, it is all about we can share our tradition, our cultures, and we should respect everybody's
and
tradition and cultures.
Don't forget the freedom what we have here. That put us together easier and make us feel close to each other better than our background or
I can say that we are very lucky that we have this freedom and that we're in this country who understand all of nations and all of this matter where we talk about sharing cultures and tradition of all of nations.
Yes.
With their music.
Okay, let's talk about your book.
Book?
Yes, I heard that this book, how many languages? What is in it at first?
Book, I can say I become a writer now in my age, you know. Before when I was young, I didn't like to show up so much. Like every young person.
Don't talk about age.
Yes. Well,
I can tell you, the one can say about age.
Yes, I will say that in this early, my teenager age, there was love for this instrument I would call tambura, which is very known here in America in a society of Croatian people and Serbian people more and mostly than to other nationality in America, in this continent. I would say not that much to other nationality here, because in their mind they have, when we talk acoustic instrument, they have guitars, they have like Russian balalaika, Italian have mandolins, Greek have the bouzouki and all other instruments, but tambourine, so this is something what have a very big history, and it is a so big history about this instrument that I don't think this show can handle it.
Okay.
It's too long, but we will leave this for the next shows, which will something new where we can maybe present what is our goal and your goal for the future viewers. And but I can say that this instrument, tambura, is something what really can do amazing thing. The people who have knowledge how to, I would say, use
the ability of
playing this instrument. It's very big, very big, and it's mostly you can play any kind of music of any kind of nationality, as well as classical music, which other nationality in America don't have a knowledge. And I again need to say thank you to you, because I'm your guest in your show, to share not me as a person, but to share this cultural and traditional music, and not only about the music, because our traditional music we can play with other instruments, but this instrument, tamburica, is very important. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
We will talk about when
our main issue to educate people about
yes.
things around the world, put them together and make them feel closer to each other.
Yes.
From all over, all kind of issues in the life. So
yes.
the music is the best part of it.
Zahvaljujem gospodinu Zoranu Kolundži, mom izdavaču Prometeju. Zahvaljujem mom gospodinu Balatonu, ne vidim ga ovde, a će nas čuti sigurno i Mileni. Zahvaljujem Bisi Romanić i njenom suprugu što su došli, mom gradonačelniku, mojoj Danici, mom drugu iz vojske, iz Osijeka, i svima vama koji ste tu, moji školski drugi, a koji svima dignite ruku, jel ima neki? To je to, za moju Jelu Jelenu. Hvala vam velika. Savo moj, bez tebe ništa. Dao si mi čarobnu vodicu. Hvala lepo. U holu ćemo imati mali koktel za vas, gospodo, i prezentaciju knjige tamo, izvolite.
So, what is the story?
The story of the book, yeah, we did go a little bit from the subject, but this is okay. The book is, in the book I did say, try to share my memoirs with viewers here, that I write about the great players, musicians who are presenting this instrument and tradition and culture, and also the music, which is somehow in this time, in this era, a little bit pushed back, because the new trends in music, new styles in music with a different generation is taken over, not only in America, let's say, also in Europe and any other cities. So this type of music, we'll sell all the romance music, and that little bit is not that focus. The young generation don't have this in them right now. So this, I will say, educational. It is educational. I think this book is telling about the one time, about the people, how they put their lives and for the goal of keeping the culture and traditional with this instrument for the future generations. And I had this luck that I was in that time with these people, musicians, the great people also, and the musicians, to be with them. In that time I was the youngest member with them. So I was thinking about for many years writing something like that. Then somehow I did have my health issues in one moment, and I was just in situation to be in my home, in my bed, and through my mind was so many good thinking and thoughts about the past, about this music and the time, because I was recently back home in my country, in my town, Novi Sad, and I decided to write, and it's magically. That was just come through me, and I was just putting on a paper and write, and that was done in a very short time. That was actually done from February last year, and in the same year, last year, I guess in July, I go to my town, I go to the publisher who was a friend of me, and they say, "Mama, what are you bringing us today from America?" I said, "Well, this is the paper." And I give them my scripts, and they're all laughing at me. They say, "Come on, what is that? Is that music?" I said, "No." And they were looking, and they didn't like it. And the book come amazingly very fast. In a month, they print, they do it, and I have my promotion book, book promotion in October 4th, and so far it's going good. And I'm happy that I had, I will say, a gift. There was some...
Yes.
I don't want to go into religion there, but that was meant to be. There was some spiritual thing in me what's happened, and I was just writing. I never do that. And I find out something else in me that I make capability to write.
Yeah.
Nad našim glavama koja traje, rušt se njej čuje.
Hvala gospodinu Milutinu na ovakvom lepom tekstu, na ovakvom lepom kazivanju. Izazvale stvarno emociju u meni. Sada mi dozvolite da ja kažem nešto kako se desila ova knjiga. Da nije bilo Prometeja i Zorana Kolundžije, sigurno se ne bi mogla desiti. A takođe i štamparije Fotooko, vlasnika gospodina Balatona, njegove supruge Milene. Ovom prilikom želim da im se zahvalim. A o samom pisanju knjige desilo se u momentu kad sam ja imao nekih ozbiljnijih zdravstvenih problema. To mi se desilo u Los Angelesu u februara 14. Ležim ti ja tako u krevetu i šetam u mislima po mom Novom Sadu, po Petrovaradinskoj tvrđavi, po pesmama koje su mi još uvek u glavi i u srcu. Najavljuju se slike mojih kolega koji više nema.
So Back to the music. What you accomplish in United States here?
What's what I accomplished? Well, you mean what I mean to do now?
Okay. Have you done something before?
Well, I did. It's a lot of that. I can say that the ladies. I will talk later on about the lady and who I present here, and I can say colleague too. We did a movie. It's called Optimist, but they changed the title now. I'm not sure what's the name right now, but it's still not released. But we did music for this movie with a very famous actor in my country, and he's well known in America, Rade Šerbedžija, and guitar player Miroslav Stakic, I think Miroslav Tadic, and we did this movie. This is the latest thing, but we do have a lot in mind. I also have very good plans to do some fundraising concerts for the people who need, the kids all over the world. It's a lot of issues where we can touch and do, and to put the goal of one word.
This is the best use for the music,
yes,
actually.
Yes.
Put people together to give.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
That's what I want to do, to dedicate my music and my goals to this kind of goal.
That's
now,
wonderful.
this time I want to do that, yes.
Really, I appreciate your thoughts about using the music to have fundraising for parties, to bring people with good heart, with good feeling, to give with heart for needy people, children or other areas.
Yes, I do have, it's my pleasure knowing like I mentioned, it's a lady who is a composer, a writer, opera singer, and multi-instrumentalist. She play all kind of instruments, of course tambura, and we did met a couple years ago, but this music relation, it's continued till this day, like today. She's today in the studio. She's going to be our guest, and I would like to present Lisa Milena Simikic to you.
And she is the lady who I met before you and
Yes.
danced together in Monrovia,
Yes.
and she introduced you
Correct, yes.
to me.
Correct.
Welcome to our
Thank
show.
you so much. It's a pleasure being here. I just remember when we met, when I started hearing about your goals, and I thought of Momo right away, and I remember telling you about him.
Mentioned. Yes.
Just saying that you have so many similar goals, and just observations really of how music does connect us. And the family festival, you touched on that, our street
Yes.
fair here locally.
Yeah.
What that does for our people. I mean, this is just a small local thing, but imagine if we could expand that.
Yes.
If every town could have something like that,
Yes.
and having the music bring us together, and Jennifer and her family are doing such a wonderful job.
Yes.
I think you left the other night before I played violin. I don't know if you knew that night.
I couldn't, yeah, I didn't wait until.
And just to tell your viewers, if you're free on a Friday night, come out. It's a lot better than sitting at home.
Yes.
Just the energy on the street,
Yes.
the life, the vibration, the people making music together, people bringing their instruments and sitting and joining together, and
Yes.
having music from so many different cultures being presented.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what was when I brought out the violin, I didn't bring out the violin, I borrowed Tula's. She was playing a song from Appalachia, I
Yes.
believe, and we were noticing how it was so similar to the folk music that I grew up
Yes.
with. It's like, well,
Yes.
I know a song, from my culture that is very
Close.
similar to that.
Yes. Yes.
And so we shared, we exchanged,
Yes.
and without the music, we wouldn't have known each other.
Yes.
That's what brought us together.
The funny part of that, she is familiar with the Middle Eastern music also,
Mhm.
and she used to play, and she always play Arabic music, and she started to ask me to sing with her the words because she cannot pronounce the words. And I laughed first. I thought, me, now I can talk about age and things, and being a singer after all, I said, this is the last career I was looking for, but I start singing with her. The minute she played Arabic music, I sing with her, and we have fun. And she dance sometimes, and she teach dancing until now. She's still in touch with the Middle Eastern music because it has a lot of things in common also as
sure.
the world music.
And the instrument that Jennifer plays, I believe it hammered dulcimer, is very similar to the cymbalum of Eastern Europe.
Yes.
And it can play, you know, the music from that area, from you know, our American, you know, folk music and the Middle Eastern music.
Yes.
So here is an instrument, you know, like the tambura, that is cross-cultural. Really.
Yes. Yes,
and
it's everywhere. Different name,
also,
different approach, but it is everywhere. And that's the beauty, again, my viewers, that's the beauty of small city. Everybody know everybody and like to share happiness and share good job. And when we know each other, we will plan more things to do it together.
You're mentioning one world, and I'd like to add small world. You did say small town, Monrovia being a small town. Another one of these stories of connection, and again through music. Many years ago, I taught music at Cardin of the Foothills School. And it was last year in, well, actually 2005, at the street fair again, that I ran into a former student of mine who was playing professionally violin in tidal wave. And that night I met Jennifer and ran into a high school person that I had known actually since elementary school, another musician. And then last week in the store, in Dollhouse, when we were making the music there, I started talking to a gentleman that was there just enjoying the music, someone from Monrovia, and started talking about community song, like a city song. And I started telling him about a song that I had learned back in my days of teaching at this school. It happened to be I was telling him about his own song.
Oh, wow.
Monrovia So Proud. Rick Whalen, I believe, was his name. And I was his children's music teacher. And, you know, just another little connection of how the music, I'm showing how the music connects us and brings us together. I thought you might just be tickled by that story.
Yes,
you know, all these years that pass, and you start talking about music, and here you see how it brings us together once again.
Yes, and as you mentioned, look how little town can make. What if we put hands together and try to do more and more? Little by little, it will grow up, and love will grow up and solve the problems more than what we.
Ladies,
it needs to start at a small level, small town.
Yes.
Okay, and that will then magnify.
Yes.
It needs to start in the home, in the community.
Yes, that's what I love about
ladies,
Monrovia
if you don't
also.
mind, I will say we mentioned a couple of times Monrovia, small town. I don't know the popularity, how many people you have here in Monrovia, but it's showing, every sign is showing that Monrovia have a big heart.
Yes. Yes.
That's the important thing.
As
a big heart, Monrovia with a big heart.
I like the name of K-Jim. Our manager, Jason, explained it to us yesterday. K for the TV station, but Jim as a gemstone.
As a jewel, yes.
As a jewel.
Jewel.
Because Pasadena is the crown, and we are here the gemstone, which is, I agree, I believe in that.
It's lead to the big heart, yes. It's a big heart.
Yes. It is really
love of
a
everybody,
small town,
of every nation and every type of music.
Yes.
That's exactly where we are here to share your problem. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
For coming to be our
I'm
guest.
amazed, really, I'm amazed. Thank you for that.
I'm so happy to know you.
One World Oregon, promoting cultural understanding through the media.
Well, you asked me what's the plan now. Well, really, I can tell you I love Monrovia. It's a very beautiful place, very beautiful city. It's very friendly people, a lot of musicians, a lot of different cultures here. Like we mentioned the last time, the place where we meet. It is such an educational place. It's such a gifted people who play there, and I really can recommend to every citizen here, not from Moldova, from everywhere, who they listen this show, they are welcome to see this. It's really educational. When we come to education and all those things, I would like to tell that I would with pleasure look for my residents here for a little bit, so I can know better this area, this culture in this town. And I would like to have my tambura, my instrument, present to these people, citizen of Moldova, and to people who want to learn this instrument to play. So I will be probably giving a lesson in some studio, and also I would like probably to do some concert in Moldova. That will coming. That's what we're planning, and through your organization, One World, like we did talk a little bit. We touched a subject about having a show to present like the world of tambura. There will be probably the show will become in a future. Then we can really have something to present to your viewers of the show. The tambura, the culture and tradition of any nation, what tambura as an instrument can present.
That's wonderful, and I think you cannot do those things without Lisa's help, because without knowing Lisa, you are not in Monrovia to begin with.
I'm the local girl.
Yeah.
So,
well,
what do you have in mind about doing things together?
I look forward very much to working with Momo with music. He really is a master. I mean, he's being humble and kind of skirting the issues of who he is. And when you hear it in words and just a description, it really doesn't describe who he is. When he plays his music, then you see into his heart. And that's what touches people when he's out playing in, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's on the street, whether it's in a grand concert hall or television show. He reaches the people with the music. People cry.
Yes.
I know people who have cried reading the book. When I heard translations over the telephone, I had tears in my eyes with his words, the poetry. I mean, he speaks in poetry, and it just
from his heart.
It's very touching.
It's touching.
Very touching. So to make music with him is an honor. I grew up listening to his records. At least in my 20s, I was aware of his music. I may have heard it before then, but when I was studying some of our folk songs, a lady who is now passed on, she was in her 90s, but when I was in college, she had her records and sat me down and said, okay, work on these things, listen to these records. And there was Momo on the front of the album. You know, at that time I didn't know his name, I didn't really know who he was. I heard this orchestra on the album, the 8 Tamburitsans, and learned some of these songs. And I don't even think I told this to you, Momo, that when I was in college, I had a dance class, modern dance class, and for my final exam, we needed to do a solo piece in dancing. And I picked, it was Jelim Jelim, the song, instrumentally done, and I did a creative dance on the spot to that music. And then later on, someone played a recording of his Jelim Jelim orchestra from Yugoslavia, and still I didn't make the connection with the one orchestra to the other, you know, connection being Momo. But I heard this music and loved it, copied that tape, and it was like my prized possession. Who would have guessed that some years later, we're trying to avoid talking about age, so I won't mention a number, but many, many years later, at a folk music festival in Arizona, he was performing, and I was there.
Wow.
I hadn't sung for over a year. I'd had some difficulty with my voice, and he called me up to the stage. He did not know me. He hadn't met me before. My cousin was playing in his orchestra, so when he called me up to the stage, I thought, oh, my cousin told him who I was, that I was a singer. So he was calling me up to sing because he's like motioning on the microphone. Went up there and sang, and you know, that began our musical relationship and performing.
Like
you know,
America,
you know, and it's not. We enjoy bringing music to people in a small setting, even like in the streets of Monrovia.
Yes. Yes.
Because it's just something that it goes beyond words. Yes. It goes beyond words when you have the music.
If you don't mind me saying, I'll interrupt you for a second, but what was my feeling when Lisa singing, when I was listening later through our friendship through the music, where we have a same thinking about important about the music when it's not just how you play it and how you present. I mean, it is important, very important, but the importance of doing this is the thing that when you present the songs and music to people who receive this music and keeping them and take with them to their home, and to this feeling bring them again to we can associate the social people to be together, and that's the point, the people have that in their hearts. And I know whoever listened to Lisa, that she never gonna forget Lisa and that presentation.
I agree with you.
And that's the reason I am with Lisa, and that's why I love
I agree with you.
Monrovia, and that's the reason, and that was meant to be. So I met Lisa, I met you, I met the other, I'm sorry, but I don't know the name. Jennifer, and her grandson, her daughter, and Max, and all these people. That was meant to be, and also mine, and now your friends too, Liliana Grozdanic. So that was meant to be, because I know that we have the same feeling about the music of Folk Nation at no borders, to bring us together as a human beings to a subject and title, I will say, one word.
Yes, I agree with you. It is one word, access for love and peace. And to let you know that before we came to the studio today, actually, I find out that I will have Mr. Momo and Miss Lisa in our show today. And it happened that we have a party in our home building for Valentine's Day. And I asked my manager over there, the building manager, and if we can do some live music before I asked Mr. Momo, actually. So the manager welcomed the idea. Then I talked to Mr. Momo, and we talked to Lisa, and even she wasn't feeling good, but she pushed herself, and she came, and you will see. You can tell what kind of love she carried when she sang for our neighbors, and I will show you this piece.
We even have music.
everyone, to Whispering Fountains of Monrovia. This is our Valentine's party, and we will have entertainment. My name is R.C. Smith, and I'm the manager here at Whispering Fountains.
Hi, everybody. I would like to welcome you all today as neighbor. You are my family. That's why I would like to show you my love to you. I brought you my guests today in my TV show. I brought you those people live to play music with you at this Valentine's Day. Mr. Momo and Miss Lisa and their band.
flogging this time. I saw your face and heard you call my name. Lisa. Oh, my friend, we're open, but no one's in. For in our hearts, the dreams are still the same. Those were the days when baby
Thank you very much. All. And this is what love means. First love yourself, then love your neighbor, and the rest will take care of it.
Well, I can tell you and promise to your viewers that next show we will perform live and do it now. This is the introduction,
yes.
And thank you for calling me to be your guest in your show. Thanks to your viewers for watching the show and sharing this love and feeling about the music, about education through listening to music of every nation, so to put us together.
And that's the meaning of love, really. And as I mentioned today also, love is the spirit of life. And love share everything. And if you love yourself and your neighbor, then you love your family. Love will go everywhere and help to live happily.
If I can interrupt you, I just got chills when you were saying that. And it was your words on the telephone yesterday. I wasn't feeling well. And when you said you loved me, it was like, that made me feel so much better.
Yes,
it's like, I got to make this happen today. And
yes, I
was happy to share the music
and thank you
with your neighbors.
Really.
So thank you for asking me.
You're welcome. And I will promise you, my viewers, to show you more and more with love, with our friends, with their music, sharing love in Monrovia, all Monrovia, even in the festival or other places, wherever we can, even in our show. So thank you, my viewers, and we'll see you next time.